Welcome back to Long Island Main Street News, where we celebrate local business, community, and government leaders. And here we're at Tiedin Media Studios, and we really got to celebrate the people that run the studio. And it's great. We're here with Lula Lukas, who does run the studio. You are the boss. You're the chief marketing for Tiedin Media, and thank you for having us use your studio consistently. It's been fantastic, and I wanted to get an update from you on the things you're doing. So hey, fist bump.
Yes, great to be here, and your show is amazing, and congratulations on all the success and all the great guests that you are able to provide. You know, your show to them. You're getting the word out there on what's going on in their world. So it's very important.
We've had like a parade of like 350 different people down here from all different walks of life, you know, government, business, development, not-for-profits, community groups. It's such a range that I'm glad they get to see what you're doing here. But for folks out there who haven't been in the studio, I think we want to take some time to get a sense. I see you working away with your whole team, you know, of folks, and it's a real creative bunch that you've assembled, and you know, Mike and Rich Cave, who run the Big Tie Foundation and really oversee you guys. But you know, you got a great group here. So tell us, for folks who out there who don't know about Tiedin Media.
So we're a full-service creative agency and a video production studio, and as you know, it's a from the concept of and creation of a TV show. Logo, branding, graphic design, printing, digital services, anything with marketing and video production, you name it, we can do it. Plus the podcasts, we have as you can see, we have the podcast studio, and if anyone knows anything right now about marketing and podcasts, they're one of the biggest things. And billions of dollars are going behind podcast marketing from the big agencies. So it's something you should definitely consider. If the big guys are putting their dollars and their marketing budgets together for podcast marketing, you should definitely consider that, because you're hitting all angles with podcast marketing. You're hitting it on video and also on the streaming, which is Spotify, iHeartRadio, and then all the regular channels, and obviously YouTube. It's a way to also get sponsors and also be able to show your guests and partners and audience that you're an expert in the field that you're in. So definitely consider that. That's a huge thing right now for us. Plus all of the events that we're planning to have here in the studio, which consist of a lot of real estate education, continuing education seminars, plus our home buying tip seminar. That's coming up. That's a big thing, because we offer a panel of experts here, and they get to share their expertise that is happening currently. So you'll get to hear from a title agency, like First Equity, our national brand. You'll hear from real estate experts, attorneys, plus anyone that's in the world of the mortgage and lending world.
Sure.
So just so you could get like current information all here, it's going to be a breakfast. So I'll have more information to share with you once we get a little closer.
No, that sounds really great. You've had a range of events here that we've been able to come in. We had our own party here for Long Island Main Street News, and got a cross section of folks. I don't think folks realize, they see the studio on the show, they see the desk. Beyond the studio and this backdrop, there's a green room that you have. You have some physical space to put food out. There's a commercial kitchen here. There's some other space, an alternate studio space, and even within this space, there's a performance space. There's there's kind of couches. Sometimes we've had couches, here for the set of the show. It's a very diverse space. It is. I don't know. There's like a piano over here. It's all kinds of different stuff going on.
It was it was designed by David Santiago. He's an amazing designer, and he works with huge brands. And he came here and with the concept of always giving the customer a chance to play around with the set, so it didn't have to always look the same. So if you wanted to have the big screen behind you, but maybe you wanted to have a little bit more casual experience, you can have the couches moved, you can have the 2 bar stools, you can change it a little bit more cinematic. We can add lighting to it, anything you need, props. You can use the back wall of the brick wall over there. Corporate headshots, even with the event space aspect to this, we can use different areas and project something in those areas. We have a full dedicated team that could work with projectors. So imagine your logo or maybe that product that you want to showcase, we can have that projected on the walls as well. So it's very different, and we come with a full team that can help you, make anything happen that you've been thinking about. And as you know, we're getting into the season of events, so we want to be known as one of the spaces out there that gives you the extra and goes above and beyond, because we can actually provide you all the design work behind it, and also an entertainment team, because we do have musicians on staff. That's why we have the piano, we have singers, and then we also have the video production team and photography. So it's a full service.
Before we get into the mix of talents that your team has, as I want to get into a little bit of that, also just from an events perspective, logistically, it makes a lot of sense. You got easy parking.
Yes.
It's easy
Elevator.
access. There's its own separate. There's an elevator. There's also a separate entrance for the studio. But there's also you're closely situated off the Northern State and the Long Island Expressway in Plainview, which is kind of the center of close to the center of the island. And so there's a lot of benefits to the location. And the space is, just because it's multiple rooms, is so diverse in the experience for folks that it's kind of neat. It doesn't get boring. Sometimes you go to an event and you kind of walk in one room, that's one room, and it's limited. Okay, we're gonna have the bad chicken and the the soft drink or the beer or the wine, and we're kind of done here. When can I get out of this? When can I get out of this place? It's not that here. It's really a lot of fun. It's pretty enriching. So, but I think part of that is you create a great environment because you're this creative team. I mean, you are a creative person. You're an artist.
Yes. Gotta get back into it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Been working very closely with my clients and promoting their events and all the things that they've been doing. So I need to get back into my own art as an artist. I'm a published comic book artist and illustrator, so I work in different mediums. I could work digitally, I could work with pencils, so I could paint. So
You've been on the cover of comic
Yes,
books.
I created
a cover artist, literally.
Yes, for Dynamite, and that's one of the top three or four levels. So you think of Marvel, DC, and then there's Dynamite and a couple other brands. So yes, I was published, and that happened during COVID. So. Looking to do more, and there's a lot of exciting things happening in that world as well, but really I bring a unique perspective to things. So I just think about making things that you're giving me as a client, making it look much more dynamic, pop more, and you want the audience to say like, oh, when they're scrolling, to stop. So that's my job, right?
Okay.
So that's the unique difference that I bring to the table, and I also always try to make my team, and they have been doing an outstanding job raising the bar for our clients, and that's the difference when you're working with us, because you could go to so many different marketing companies out there and video production service companies out there, but we're all under one roof, and that helps because it's a seamless process when we're designing a whole campaign for you, right?
So now, who are some of the other? There's a bunch of talented people here. So tell us a little bit about some of their backgrounds too. Because there's a whole group that you have here.
Yes, our core group, our leadership team consists of Michael Zinn. He's our creative director here, and he's the one that can actually pretty much do all the graphic design, website design, plus he does a lot of work with the projectors. So very talented and great with just thinking differently and out of the box. Plus he's awesome at photography too, and does some really cool stuff. You have to check it out.
Yeah, so I've checked some stuff out. I've seen some of the stuff in action.
Very different. And so he brings a very unique perspective. Carolyn Benson, she's our studio director, and she is a talented singer. And she just brings so much to the table when it comes to making everything just work, executing and working, you know, and she's always bringing her talent and her perspective into the room when we're doing our creative briefs after, you know, speaking with a client. So that's very important. Plus we have our video production teams, starting off with Nicole Benante. She's our certified drone pilot and also videographer and photographer. She's out there capturing a lot of Long Island right now and the real estate world. And then we have Freddie Chica, and he is also a videographer and photographer, not a drone pilot though. And we leave that to her, Miss Nicole. She's our little expert.
Yeah,
and
I seen her with the drone. She's seen her in action.
Yeah, she's great. But Freddie is definitely, you'll see, maybe for example, if you go to our social media, you'll see a lot of his talents and what he's been doing, especially for in the reels, you know, because reels are everything right now in Instagram and social media. He does a lot of these like videos, Timeline Tuesdays he calls it, and you get to see his editing process. So he's a very, very dedicated editor. He's got such a great discipline, and if you're in that world, you'll appreciate it. That's what I'm trying to say, is like he's definitely got a great approach when he's editing, and it comes through. So that's just a few to name.
Well, I like too that aside from the creativity, you got to mix the age ranges, so you have different perspectives too. You kind of have Boomer, Xer, and Millennials, and even the Zs. You have a kind of full range. So I guess when you guys all wrap your brains around the same campaign, the same project, you're looking at it from different angles, because there are generational differences.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, you and I are X's, and we have our mindset, you know, how the world works, or, you know, we figure it out, you know.
We're resilient.
But there's other angles, and you're dealing with multiple audiences. So you need that generational eyes too on things, as well as, you know, different lenses that you got to have when looking at this stuff. I really appreciate the creativity and the buzz that you guys bring to what you do. But you also get involved, you know, because being affiliated with the Pink Tie Foundation, the Pink Tie family of companies, you are omnipresent at all of the events that Pink Tie does. Yes. So, you know, there's a whole range of that. If it's the Pink Tie Delivers Food program or the Give and Go Gas, tell us about how you approach kind of the charitable work.
The Pink Tie deliveries are something that, you know, means a lot to our team, you know, and being there and being able to capture what's going on, and all of our, you know, our team, you, Mike, Rich, Michael Pazantino, Paxton, like Asia Lee,
Ray Thomas,
Ray Thomas, our whole core group, and get to see them out there and delivering food directly to these pantries and churches and nonprofit organizations. Getting really in between the areas where the bigger organizations are definitely helping on a daily basis, but we're doing it in a way where it's so direct, and thanks to you and lining these up and getting us the information of what's needed, and we get it out to our network, the people that we work closely with, so that they can be a part of it as well. And my team loves being a part of that, because they know, like, when they're editing, they want to make it really special and put it out there. So I think, you know, it's important to know that when you're getting involved with the Pink Tie deliveries that are coming up, know that a professional video team will be there present shooting this, and that'll be put on our social, and then you can share it on your social media. You can add that. We'll send you the video so you can add it to your website and showcase your volunteers and your corporation, right? Because we want the corporate world to know that, hey, I can do this right here, get in touch with Eric, and then you have an actual video team right there with you, you know, sharing this for you. So that's part of it.
Folks who don't know out there, it's $1,000 to sponsor drop, and your banner and your logo will be in all materials. Your banner will be at the event, but then so much more comes with it as far as Tiedin marketing, media, you know, the marketing that goes with it. So you guys are there, and that'll get you guys in the mix. You know, any sponsor in the mix, and it really lifts up the need to do more philanthropy.
Yes.
You know, because that's really the mission of what we hear from Mike and Rich Cave regularly is they really want other companies, and not just them, to do marketing through philanthropy and get out there. So you're kind of, not only are they putting the dollars out there, they have a marketing company that's actively practicing what the preaching is, you know, and then you'll be there to assist these other companies kind of getting into that frame, you know,
and
which
then
is
just
neat.
knowing, like, for example, Long Island Coalition,
For the homeless,
like knowing what was coming up in their world, like they needed help with the fact that individuals need to get back and they're renting apartments. So they're creating a program to help them with helping get furniture, normal things that probably, like, I would never know that. Like, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, let me start putting stuff away, you know, or telling my friends, hey, don't throw this out, or like start putting stuff away.
Yeah, they have their own little store there that gets people back, so they can furnish an apartment, they can get some clothes, they can get, they're not just getting food, they're getting the whole package, so they can literally move in. You know, because if you were homeless and you're moving into somewhere, you got nothing other than, you know.
And it just makes you think, and just awareness, right? So I'm going to constantly promote in my world, in my network, things like that. So
yeah, that's good. No, it's great. You connect to a lot of things, and so the Give and Go Gas, we did that recently. That was that was really fantastic, because that's 2 gas stations in Freeport and in Huntington, and if you, I think it's penny for every gallon, right? That goes into charitable
directly to the community.
Yeah,
and that's a great program. Yes, that was last month, and
Kim Gambino's with the Helping Hands Rescue Mission, and
such a great organization.
Yeah, they do. They're directly on the ground, and then down in Freeport, it was Salvation Army Freeport, and which you know, they have a whole program that delivers meals to mostly seniors, you know, delivery. And they have a senior center, and then they have a food pantry for homeless folks there. But also the Friends of Freeport, which helps people who are really kind of clean up and fix their homes when they're going through all kinds of problems. You know, cancer patients or people who've been through some kind of trauma or whatever. They actually physically, there are a bunch of contractors and types that go in and physically. You know, sometimes homes have code violations or things that seniors can't handle. You know, there's all kinds of issues with, you know, as homes age and people are aging at the same time, you know, so that group was really meaningful too. So I'm glad Give and Go Gas was able to jump in on that stuff. You know, so you could probably continue on with a lot of different things that these guys do, but you know, I don't know what else you guys want to hit on. You know, what's next? What's coming up? You know?
So just to recap a little bit, you know, just to keep us in mind for anything that relates to your marketing or video production services. And if you're looking for an event space, give us a call. We'd love to give you a studio tour, talk about what's going on in your world. Digital marketing is so important right now, more than ever, and we'd love to help you and have a conversation.
Yeah. No, I think it's right. I think you're really hitting on it. I think people are getting back to some kind of normal, but the normal that you remember a couple years ago is different, because everybody's spent a couple years now behind these screens. There's a higher bar tied to what people are going to be looking at, what's going to keep people's attention. I mean, that's the thing I always get from you is, you know, what holds people's attention? What, you know, what's the best way to get a message out? You know, and I'm always checking in with you on that, you know, and you have an eye for that. Your whole team has a different set of eyes than I think people that are managing their company or their not-for-profit or even, you know, government programs, whatever it is. You know, I think you guys bring that perspective, which is neat.
Yeah, and we love it. It's part of our core, and you know, our whole foundation and working with nonprofits. So we love to give back, and we always go a little bit extra, right? Yeah. Everyone says that they do in business, right? We're always going beyond. We really do, and we show that with the quality of work that we provide. So we work with trusted brands, and we have trusted partners just like you, and to definitely spread the word out there for us, and we appreciate that, and we definitely want to work with anyone that's looking to do a podcast. They need website help, social media marketing, graphic design work, plus video production. So we're here.
How do they find you? What's the best way?
The best way is to visit us at tiedin.com, Tiedin.com, or you can just shoot me an email, lula@tiedin.com. So it's LULA @tiedin.com.
That's easy.
Yeah. Just shoot me an email. We'll set up a time, schedule a call or a visit. Come check out this beautiful space, brand new in Plainview. Surrounded by so many stores here too.
Yeah.
Grab lunch and.
It's kind of like downtown Plainview.
Yeah.
Because Plainview doesn't really have a downtown other than the space. There's like 100
Exactly.
shops here.
Exactly.
And it just essentially is the downtown area. I want to jam in here. This is like really cool.
Please?
We gotta get
do
some
a
kind of jam
session?
space.
All right, we're doing it.
Can you handle heavy metal?
Absolutely.
Can you handle my metal band? Can you come down
We have
here?
such a sick sound system in here
Yeah, there
that
you go. This is
we'll
great.
project it to the outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you ready? You know, that would be just
Definitely
like
for Halloween.
that would be fun. Oh my God, no, this is a great space. So no, I'm excited when I come here. I'm inspired. So many people come through these doors. It's been great. Lulu, you've been definitely an aid to a lot of people out
so
there.
Grateful.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, always.
Definitely. All right, folks out there, Lula Lukas, you got to reach out to her. They do a great job at Tiedin Media. Anything your company's looking to do as far as digital marketing, as far as websites, as far as any of these things, event space here, drones, real estate services, anything you need to do in this space. And again, this is the kind of stuff that people like me, sometimes older, we're kind of like, do we really want to deal with this? So I continue to say, get help. There is help. www.tiedin.com or lula@tiedin.com. Check them out. We always tell people give locally to your local organizations, shop locally, and continue to listen locally. We are on Facebook, Vision Long Island's Facebook at 8 p.m. each weeknight. You'll hear from awesome Long Islanders and get rid of divisive cable news. Tune into real people in your community. We'll catch you in the next edition.